What up, YouTube family? What up, Facebook family? So in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how I went from zero to $1 million a year and how you too can do it without a degree or without a license and without any experience, business degree or any kind of business experience, okay? I'm going to show you how a high school dropout who grew up in a mud hut, catching frogs for dinner, came to America at the age of 9, dropped out of high school when I was 17, live in a shed behind a mobile home park, how I can go from zero to $1 million, and how you too can do the exact same thing. All it is just the blueprint, right? If you follow the formula, if you follow the blueprint, you, my friend, should be able to do the exact same thing. It's like getting a lock, or it's like getting the code right to the lock, right? That combination code, if you get the right combination, my friend, you can unlock any lock, okay? So I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. YouTube family, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to, boom, smash the thumbs up. And if you're new to the family, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the family. Please be sure to, boom, smash that subscribe button. Comment in, let me know where you're coming in from, and let's rock and roll, okay? You guys already know how I am. I like to get straight to the point and cut out all the BS, and that's why the book, my book here, has over 600 5-star review on Amazon. For those of you, if you're new into real estate, you're looking to get into wholesaling and how you can do it completely virtual, which means you don't have to meet the seller or see the property, consider grabbing my book. It is the only book that you need, my friend. Instead of all the BS talk, I cut out all of that and I get straight to the point. So all you need to do is go to WTMbook.com. Facebook family, if you want to grab a copy, just comment the word book. I'll send you the link to it. But any chapter that you open, for example, this one, how to find title company, all right? This is this is something you can get done in like 30 minutes. Every single page is an actionable steps. I share with you all the tools, the resource, the training, everything in here to help you close your first freaking wholesale deal and virtually 100%. All you need is right here, exactly what I put here, a laptop, a phone, an internet connection, my friend, and you too can do this, okay? So let's rock and roll, let's rock and roll. So here's how I went from zero to $1 million a year and how every single one of you can do it. But I do want to let you know that this is not a get rich quick, okay? This took me 10 years plus, okay? Now this is starting from zero, okay? So 0 to $1 million, okay? So my path is, I'm going to share with you the ups and I'm going to share with you the downs. I'm going to share with you the good and the bad and the ugly and just going to unfold it all in this video. And you decide if the entrepreneurship journey is for you or not, okay? Because maybe it's not for you, okay? Maybe it's not for you. But let me rock and roll here, okay? So I dropped out of high school when I was, I don't know, I put a dollar sign. Got my mind on my money on my mind. So when I was 17, I dropped out of high school. I met my wife at the age of 18. And dude, at this time, man, I got $0. I remember on our third date, I had to borrow her like $20 for gas because I didn't have any money, okay? So I got her my first job at 19, probably like 18 and a half, 19. I got my first job. I was making $8, my friend, $8.50. Now I'm 41 now, so this is what 20-something years ago. I became a millionaire in my early 30s. Okay, so dude, my first job, I was making $8.50 an hour. All right, so Lon and I was living in a shed. We were living in a shed, okay, behind a mobile home park. So every single month, man, we only paid Lon's mom $200 for food, just to help her out with food. That's kind of like, our rent. All right. But Lon and I, we were living on like a very, very tight budget. We only allow ourselves to spend about $50 a month. So there were times where we have to choose whether it's dinner or a movie, right? So it's $50 a month. Okay. That was our budget. All of the money that we make from the job goes into our saving account. Everything that we make. And I remember Lon, every single one of my paycheck, she would write down every single Friday when we go pick up that check. She would write down exactly how much I make, right? How much I got from the check minus all the taxes. and then she would take that and deposit straight into our account. Now, at the time when we were 19, Lon and I, our only mission, our only goal, our only mission was to escape the trailer park. And all we wanted, my friend, all we wanted was a house. All we wanted was a house. But at this time, I can tell you that it felt like it was a dream. I remember telling Lon that I was like, Lon, I don't think that we can. And Lon said, Khang, I don't care what you say, but I'm going to get us out of here, and we're going to save every single dollar. Now, why didn't we go and rent an apartment? Lon said the day that I move out of the shed is the day that I'm going to move into my own home. I'm not going to waste my money on paying someone rent, right? So you said, dude, I'm not going to pay someone $800 a month, $900 a month. I'm going to save all that and put it towards my house. That was her goal. That was her mission. We didn't know how we were going to do it. All we knew was just save, 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 save. Okay? So I work here. So at the age of, I would say, right around when I was, I can't remember exactly, okay? But I think right around when I was 20 or 21. I think I was 20, okay? Right around when I was 20. So 18 and a half, okay? Right when I was 18 and a half, that's when the J-O the B start, okay? $8.50, okay? An hour. And then at, I think right around I was 20, Lon and I had a little kiosk. We bought over a kiosk in the mall. At this time, dude, we had about $15,000 save up. Okay? I need you guys to understand, and I need you guys to do the math with me. When I was 18 and a half, Lon was working part-time. She was also making $8.50 an hour. Lon and I were trying to we were trying to figure life out, right? I mean, you're 18, 19, right? You're trying to figure out life, okay? But one thing we do know is that we don't want to be stuck there for the rest of our life. We don't want to work for someone until we're 65 and retire. The mission was to escape the rat race, okay? So, at this time, we had about $15,000 saved up. I've never told this story before. And Lon was working for this guy. He owned a kiosk in the mall. So for those of you who go to the mall and you see all those kiosks with people selling stuff, so Lon was working for this guy selling hair extension. And the guy was trying to grow too fast, too quick. Lon has become the best salesman at that kiosk, at that location where our mall is. She is the best. She's the top seller, the top performer, okay? She show up, never late, okay? And always there when he needed. So he shows Lon everything. Like Lon's almost like the manager of the kiosk. So she knows where he got the product, how much he was making on it, how much he was making a month, what is his expenses. So she knows everything. So one day the guy calls him and be like, hey, I want to sell it over to you. And he decided to sell it over to us for actually $20,000. Okay? Lon and I only had $15,000 save up. This is everything what we had. Lon said, Khang, I decided I'm going to take all $15,000 and I'm going to buy it over this kiosk because I know that I can make it 10 times better than this guy can. And that's exactly what we did. We took every single dollar. We gave it to the guy. We still owe him $5,000. And he gave us a $5,000 loan on a handshake. That's how much he trusted Lon. Did it on a handshake. So Lon and I, same thing. We did, at this time, we have spent all of our money buying over this kiosk. No employee. It was just Lon and I grinding 13 hours a day. So I work here at about 5:30. Okay, so I started work here at 5:30 a.m. And then I get off right around 1:30 a.m. or p.m. I'm sorry. And then I would go home, eat, and then shower. And then I would run into the mall right around 3 p.m. so Lon can get off. So she can go home, eat, shower, and all that. Okay? So I can go in and take over, and then our kiosk close at 9 p.m. And we did this for, for a long time. Okay? And within like a month, we were able to pay the guy off his $5,000. Lon just hate owing people. She hate owing people. So we just save every dollar. The same thing. We were working and just saving. Okay? So by the time I was 23, guess how, dude, by the time I was 23, Lon and I had, dude, at this time, the kiosk was making really good money. Canadian dollar was going up, right? We were next to the Canadian border. The stuff that we sell, they were double charging in Canada. So a lot of them comes down and buy from us because it was a lot cheaper. And dude, Lon and I were making 10x, 20x on the product. So let me give you an example. We were buying these hair extension for, let's just say like $5. Dude, we sell them for like $50. In Canada, they were selling it for $100. So dude, all these Canadian dollar were coming down. And at that time, the Canadian dollar was really, really good, was really strong. We're almost at par, which means $1 Canadian is almost $1 US, right? So they were flooding our mall, man. And Lon and I was just banking. And that's how, at the age of 23, we bought our first house. Dude, within 3 freaking years, from 23 years, we bought a house, put $70,000 down, and still had $100,000, $150,000 in our bank. We furnished, we bought everything, and then we went home and moved Lon Mom into our house with us. Now, this is a story I've never talked before, but I want to share with you guys the exact journey, how you can start from where you are and escape it and make that first $1 million. You too can do this, all right? So I'm going to share with you the kind of, like, you have to be there to witness, but I'm going to share with you as much details as I possibly can without boring you out, okay? So at this time, dude, all Lon and I did, all we knew at this time was work and save. That's all we knew how to do, okay? So we bought our first house, and then here's what happened. By the time we were like 25, which is another 2 year, the Canadian dollar was going down. More becomes Amazon. Like, I don't remember exactly, but Amazon started to a lot of online shopper. So people were going online to shop. Dude, this is the biggest, so the kiosk was the breaking point for us, but also too is that after a while, that model doesn't work anymore. Canadian dollar was tanking. Everybody was selling online. That's when Amazon, FBA, drop shipping were just blowing up. People were making a ton of money online. Well, guess what, my friend? At this time, Lon and I didn't adjust and adapt, right? We should have an online store too, selling our extension. But obviously, you know, we don't have anyone to guide us. So Lon and I have to figure everything out, right? So here's what happened. So the model didn't work anymore. So Lon and I were starting losing money, right? So that's when we had to figure out plan B. Where Lon's like, dude, this it's not looking good, right? It's not looking good, right? So now we have to feed that kiosk just to keep it alive. And we can see that the mall stuff is just dying down. Okay, so anyway, so Lon's like, dude, we need plan B. And that's when I got into real estate at the age of 27. I quit my JO to B when I was 26. Okay? So we got into real estate, this was our plan B, got into real estate at the age of 27. Now, when I first got into real estate, I did not start out as a wholesaler like you know me today. I actually started out as a fix and flip. So here is what we did. So after 6 months, right? So when we decided to, hey, get into real estate, pay $7,000 to go to this seminar, okay? And that seminar teaches us everything about real estate. Creative financing, fix and flip, buy and hold, wholesale. But because I hired, after 6 months of struggling, trying to figure out myself, I couldn't do it. And I was just tired of wasting time. So I decided, obviously, I met my mentor at the seminar. It was in Florida. So I pay him $25,000 deposit. And over the course of 1 year, I pay him almost over $100,000. Okay? So that's how I got into the fix and flip game. After I hired my mentor, he flew out, analyzed my market, showed me exactly what I needed to do, and then bam, within 3 days, I got my first deal. And it was a fix and flip. And let me share with you at that time, how did I get the money to get into the whole fix and flip game, okay? This is the story I never shared before, and I hope that by sharing this story, that you guys understand that the whole thing of getting rich and becoming a millionaire is not a walk in the park. It's not going to happen within a year. It's not going to happen within 2 years. 99% of the people, it's not going to happen within a year, 2 or 3 years. If you're starting like me from the bottom, no connection, no help, no guidance, no experience. Okay, so what I'm sharing with you here is that you too can do this. Okay, but it will take time. It will require a lot of work, and you have to be patient. Okay, you have to be patient. So when I first got into the whole fix and flip game, okay, fix and flip, I did this for 4.5 years. Okay, my first fix and flip, it was an on-market deal. At that time, I think it was like 2012 or so. So there was a lot of deal on the MLS. You're talking about like pre-foreclosure. People were upside down. People were like, dude, people were just needing to sell. It was such a good market at that time. And you guys need to understand that people get rich not during the good market, but people that got rich is during the bad market. They see, because they have acquired the skill, they saw the opportunity, and then they buy. And that's how they got super rich. It's when the market took a turn and then it go back up again. You see, everything goes up must come down. Everything that goes up must come down. That's just how it is. Okay? Nothing stays up here forever, my friend. Nothing. Just like crypto. When crypto was during the bad market, imagine if you were to buy Bitcoin when Bitcoin was during the bear market. Dude, where's now? It's pumping, right? Same thing with real estate. So during this time, everybody got scared. That's why Warren Buffett said, be greedy when those are fearful, and be fearful when people are greedy. And at this time, dude, I got into it. I think it's just a perfect timing. And like I said, you know, sometimes one door closed, God will always open another door for you. There will always be another opportunity. What happened is we just need to stop looking at the closed door and seek for the opportunity. Okay? So here's how I did it. So what I did is I took the equity out of my house, which means we did what's called a HELOC loan, which is a line of credit. Went to the bank, got a line of credit on my house, took that money, bought this property, fix and flip it. It took me about 4 months. I have no construction background, but because my mentor had the experience, dude, he now owns over 1,000, probably almost 1,000 rental units. Like this guy's a big shot. Okay, so he does a lot of fix and flip. He doesn't do much wholesale. Does a lot more fix and flip and buy and hold. And that's why he taught me the game. So it took us 4.5 months. We hired a general contractor, and I ended up making $50,000 from that deal. And I remember at this time when I got that check, I said, Kalon, we're going to be rich. Dude, we're going to get rich in real estate, baby. Now, after I did that for 4.5 years, I almost went bankrupt. Almost lost everything. Okay? I almost lost everything. And this is when another thing happens in my life. Here's another breaking point. Okay? It's that the fix and flip, man, almost got me. I would say I hit rock bottom. Because let me tell you why. At this time, I got about $1.5 million tied up into a bunch of rehab. I got Uncle Sam coming after me. Dude, it was crazy. It was it was a crazy time in my life. I have never been so stressed out. I've never experienced what's called depression. I don't know what depression is. All right? I'm always like, you know, I don't know what depression is, but a lot of times that's what it takes. That's what happened when you're trying to grow and scale to the next level. You have to be able to endure the pain that most people can't endure. And that's how you achieve the goals and the success and acquire things that most cannot have, because they cannot withstand the stress or the pain that you're going through. It's the price that you have to pay to achieve the goal and the dreams that you want, my friend. The bigger the goals, the bigger the dreams you have, the more pain, the more sacrifice you will have to take on. The end. There's never something for nothing, period. So I need you to understand that. Very, very important, okay? So this time, dude, it was crazy. And this is when God opens the door for me, man. This is when I discover wholesaling. So one of my local investors, so we meet up at these local, like they put together like a mastermind, okay? I want to take a quick commercial break here really quick, okay? So what I did, and this really helped me break through, so I'm going to share something with you guys. It's going to blow you away. So I decided to create what's called the school community, which is the deal maker club for all real estate investors. I don't care if you fix and flip. I don't care if you buy and hold. I don't care if you're a realtor. I don't care if you're a wholesaler. I don't care if you're a private lender. My goal is to bring everybody in the real estate industry under one roof. So that way we can learn and earn together. So if you want to check out and become part of my school community, it is check the link in my descriptions. Also, too, is I want to do monthly giveaway on there as well. I currently right now giving away my my amazing seller script for free to the first 100 people who signs up. So you're gonna get access to my wholesaling script. This script I charge $4.95 for, giving to all the club member for free. And my wholesaling contract that I've been using for the past 12 years to make millions, all going to give it to you for free as well. And I want to do a monthly giveaway. Once we reach enough people on there, I want to also do like a monthly, Q&A or a speed round of networking. I want to do a monthly giveaway, like, just random surprises, maybe tickets to real estate events, maybe a consultation with me for 30 minutes or whatever. And maybe access to some software that I will pay for you, or maybe give you a list of data or whatever it is, right? So if you're interested, check the link in my descriptions and go there. And where's the link? Crystal, link is in my description. Also, too, is I'm doing a 4-week challenge. I've never done this before, but I'm taking on 10 people. I work privately with you for 4 weeks straight. And I will show you, if I were to know what I know today, if I were to go back in time, what would I do to close my first deal the fastest? I'll get rid of all the BS. I'll tell you exactly what move I would make, what market I would take on, how I would market to find these leads, and then how I would close this deal the fastest, knowing what I know today and how I can do it. You drop in any city, any states, I'll show you how it's done. All right. It's also in the description. Okay. So let's rock and roll. So this is when I discover wholesaling. Now this is crazy. Okay, Facebook family, if you want the link to that school community, just comment or DM me the word school. School is SKOOL. Okay, so DM me that. I'll send you the link to it. Okay, and for the 4-week challenge, just comment the word challenge, and I'll send you the link. Okay. So when I got into this wholesaling, okay, it was this my first wholesale deal. It came from Expire. So my local investor said, "Hey, Khang, you're so good at finding deals. You're so good at negotiating this deal. Why don't you just wholesale?" And I said, "Wholesale?" He said, "Well, you get it under contract and you sell the contract to me." And I said, "Come on, man, that sounds too good." I said, "Well, shit, I have no choice. Let me give it a shot." So I started to dig into what wholesaling is. I started to watch a bunch of YouTube video, okay? But now I kind of know. I have already the experience, and I already built up my network of connections of people. Crystal said you can't see it. Can you guys see it? It's in my description. Crystal, you should be able to see it. Hold on a second, guys. I just want to help Crystal out here. I know she wants to join. I just joined, Khang. Boom. Crystal, you should see it. It's in my description. Let's go, Adrian. So make sure, Adrian, go there and get my King Kong seller script, dude. It will blow you away, okay? And also, too, is on a monthly base. I also would try to post some exclusive content. Like yesterday, man, I'm sidetracking here because there's so much value in this group. So last night I had a private Zoom meeting. I brought on a guest speaker, and we give out some gems that was never shared on YouTube. And I did a live call where I call a seller. Dude, negotiated this deal live on that Zoom private. We had like 70-something people on. I got the seller under contract. Dude, she wanted $550,000. Got her to come down to $510,000. Dude, the property's worth $1.1 million. I'm gonna make, if everything ends up correctly, I'm gonna make $190,000 on that deal, and I will share with you that phone call exclusively in my school community. Dude, it is crazy. Okay? Anyways, so I say, you know what? I have no choice. I will have to look into wholesaling. So I started to send letters to these people who are expired. For those of you who don't know what expired listing is, these are people who try to list their property on the market with an agent, and for whatever reason, they can't sell it, so they have to take it off the market. So I sent him a letter and say, hey, you know what? I'm not an agent. I'm interested in buying your property. I'm looking to pay cash. I'm looking to close quickly. I'll buy it as is. Dude, all of that is just like music to the ear. They're tired of showing to a bunch of people, right? Then the realtor came back and said, well, you got to fix this, you got to fix that, but they don't want to do it. Dude, so it's like playing music to the ear. And then this one lady, she was older. I think she's like 65. She owns a lot of rentals around that area. She's looking to retire. So she calls me up on a fourth conversation. I met her at McDonald's, got the property locked up on the contract. I knew exactly who I was going to sell to. I called the investor. I sold that deal in 2 days. We closed in 15 days, and I made $28,000. And this is when everything changes for me. I went home and I told Lon, I said, Lon, remember with the whole fix and flip, we had to buy, we got to put up a lot of capital and borrow money from people and stressing out and paying the interest and yada, 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 and dealing with the city and all this. I said, Lon, I just made $28,000 in 15 days. I never bought the property, Lon. I never had to fix it up. Lon said, what? I said, Lon, all I did is called wholesale. And man, I told Lon, I said, Lon, this is what's going to get us out of this $1 million, 1.5. And dude, this is going to make us rich. Again, I say that. So anyways, long story short, after this deal here, I went to do more deals. And now I became a millionaire at the age of 32. And that is through wholesaling. There we go. And now I'm going to show you guys, okay? That's the blueprint. When I wholesale, all the money I make, I didn't buy expensive car. I didn't buy a mansion. Majority of my money goes back into hiring people, getting systems, getting teams, process in place, and then just spending more money into marketing and just growing my wholesaling real estate company. I've been wholesaling for the past 7 years now. I don't meet the seller. I don't see the property. I close them all over the phone. Okay? So, with everything being said, I'm going to share with you exactly where I get my data, where I get my lists, and all of that. Okay, so you can actually do the same thing. Now, for those of you who don't know what wholesaling is, let me explain it to you in less than 10 minutes. Let's just say 5 minutes, okay? I just want to make sure Facebook people or Facebook, are you still here? Oh, shoot, I got to zoom in closer. I'm sorry. I apologize, Facebook. Okay? I apologize, Facebook fam. Okay, so now let me share with you exactly what wholesaling is, just so you guys can understand the concept. But I'm not just going to stop there. I'm also going to show you guys where I get these leads from, okay? And knowing what I know today, my friend, dude, it has never been easier to get deals in today's world versus back then, even though there's more competition, okay? Christian said, talking about the school community, right? No, Christian. So Christians for the school community, dude, just check the link in my descriptions, watch the video I have for school, and then scroll down, read everything I have, because there's a lot of perks in there. So anyway, so for those who don't know what wholesaling is, all you're doing is we're finding a rundown house, a distressed property with a motivated seller. Here's you, okay? And all you do is you just negotiate a deal with them. And then you negotiate a deal with them. Typically, you want to get under contract for at least 30% off. And then you put it under contract, okay? This is called a purchase and sell contract, okay? And once again, for everyone that joined my school community, I'll give you my contract for free and my King Kong Badass script for free. Dude, I've never done that before. Dude, that people pay $4.95 is extremely valuable. I use that exact script to train all of my VA up. They're from the Philippines. They have no sales background. They have no real estate experience. And they just get on the phone and they just close. So part 1 to the script, I'll show you how to filter and qualify the lead. Part 2, I'll show you how to actually get on the phone, negotiate, and then lock it up. Okay? Anyways, so you just get that property once the seller signed, let's just say for $200,000. Okay? You got the seller to sign a purchase and sale contract. In this contract here, it says that as a potential buyer, we have equitable interest in the property. So which means we secure this property with a contract, with a piece of paper. And this piece of paper allow us to sell it to whoever we want for a profit. So then all we do is we're going to go and we're going to find a local investor, a house flipper or a landlord, right? And all we do is we're just going to sell the contract over to them and make a profit. And that's exactly what we're doing. And typically in my market, the average wholesale fee is about 20 to 25K. Okay, so imagine if you just do one of this a month. And this is something that you can do part-time. You don't need a license to actually do this. All right. And this is something you can do completely part-time. You can just do this on the weekend if you wanted to, or a few hours a day, if that's all the time that you have. Okay. And then all we're going to do is we're just going to sell this piece of paper over to this house flipper who wants to buy, fix, and flip this property and then exit and then make a profit and then exit. All we are is we're just a middleman. So which means you don't have to come up with the 200,000. You don't have to come up with 20,000 to rehab it, right? You don't have to deal with going to the city, getting the permit and all that. Boom, boom, boom. And all this, my friend, my fastest closing was, I think, 5 days. Fastest closing, 35,000. Fastest. This is the easiest one. Found the buyer's like ready to go. Tell the title company, hey, how fast can you get this this paperwork done? They said, Khang, we can probably knock this down in 5 days. I said, let's get it done. I pay for I paid like an extra, I think almost $100 for what's called express closing, for them to like speed it up, right? Dude, bam, 5 days, 35 G's. Okay, and this is why I love about wholesaling. Now I know some of you be like, well, Khang, when it comes to wholesaling, what happened if you can't find a buyer? Key. So in this contract, okay, I put in my contract, guys, listen. Now, listen, okay, I'm not giving you any legal advice. All my students use my contract, okay? So I'm not telling you anything. I just know that this contract, I put all the contingent in there to save me all the way until the day of closing. So the day of closing, buyer decided to back out. My contract said I'm allowed to renegotiate the deal or I can back out of the deal. And I can walk away scratch free. So the beauty about wholesaling is that in this contract, I put all kinds of contingent, my friend, all kinds of contingent to protect me, protect us as a wholesaler, okay? So anyways, if you can't find a buyer, call the seller back, renegotiate or cancel the contract and walk away. That's why I love wholesaling, okay? And Khang, is Carly in your team? So I would like to confirm before I purchase the package. Yes. Hugh, MTI, Carly is on my team. So you're good to go. Carly is on my team, okay? Let's rock and roll here. So I'm going to share with you guys right now. So Facebook fam, I'm going to flip the camera around. Okay, I'm going to share with you the software that I use. Okay, let me try here. Can you guys see it? Okay, I'm going to share with you, Facebook fam, the software that I use where I get all my lists. And then maybe if we have time, we can do some Q&A. So YouTube family, so got it. Cảm ơn anh nha. No problem, MTI. I'm excited to see you on there. So here we go. So share my screen. So for those of you, if you're brand new, you're fresh out, honestly, here's the list that I target. Okay, very simple, very straight to the point, and this list itself will get you deal. Okay, if you use my script, you call them, boom. Dude, no way that you won't be able to close a deal. So the software I use is called kingdata.ai. Okay, for those of you, if you haven't signed up and you need some good data, that's the key. 99% of our deal now come from off market, not on market. If you're trying to find on market deal, dude, forget it. This is not 2008. This is not 2010 anymore. Okay, if you're still trying to look on market deal, dude, you're 2000 and late. Now everything we do is off market deal, which means it's direct to seller, and that's where you get the best deal. Facebook family, if you want the link to the software, just comment the word data, and I'll send you the link. But I just go on here, okay, and then you just click on property leads, this is where we search for a property. Now comment in your city and your states. I'll pull up a list for you right in front of your eyes. So all you do is you put in your city and your states. Let's just say Seattle, Washington. Okay, and then all we go to here, and then here's the list that I would pull. You click on filter, and then we would exclude, take away others, get rid of apartment, get rid of townhouse, get rid of condos. We just want to focus on, distress, single family and multifamily. That's it. Here is absentee owner, right? I love absentee owner, which means they don't live in the property. So this is a killer list to start with. Boom. Now, there is about 31,000 absentee owner in Seattle, Washington. Obviously, that list is way too big for us to bite. So we're going to narrow that list down a little bit. So here, we're going to put in the AI score of 500. For those of you who don't know what this AI score is, so this software integrated AI into the software. They took 40 years of data based on these homeowner payment history, how long they own the property, their car payment, their credit score. It's insane, right? How many credit card they got. Like, it literally takes all their data, which is scary, and they will calculate everything, and they will tell you how likely this homeowner will sell their property or will get into a distressed situation in the next 90 days. So you can target them 90 days before any other investor can get to them, right? Now check this out. Now we knocked that thing from what? 30-something thousand people down to 1,759 people. Now, if you say that, hey, Khang, maybe this is too much, it's still too big of a list, then we're just going to go down a little bit more, and we're going to say owner type. We want individual. We don't want business owned. We don't want government. We don't want trust. We just want individually owned, right? A mom and pop, husband and wife own the property. And now we took the list down to 1,300. Maybe you're like, hey, that's still such a big of a list. Let's narrow it down even more. Then we can go and we can say, hey, you know what? I want these people to be absentee owner, but I want them to be out of state, right? I want them to be out of state. Now there's 74 people. This, you can knock this out in less than what? 74, dude, less than 2 hours. You should be able to dial. And now what's cool about this software, guys, this has never been offered before. For any one of you who sign up for the software, as long as you have the software, skip tracing is completely free. Costs you nothing. Costs you nothing. Skip tracing is for free. They'll give you, if there's an email, boom, email. There's a phone number, phone number. And if they're on the do not call list, it does not apply to us real estate investor. You can still call them, okay? And then that's all it is. This is the list that I would target, okay? There we go. And now here's another perk on top of everything. If you have the software, do you see this property here that's highlighted in blue? This is a wholesale deal. So which means there's a wholesaler that has that property under contract. So I can literally click on that property, click on contact seller. It'll give me all the information to the homeowner or to the wholesaler. I can reach out and JV with that wholesaler. So that wholesaler got a property under contract with the seller. All I'm going to do is I'm going to find him a buyer, and it's a 50-50 split. If he's going to make $20,000 on that deal, I'll get $10,000. Caesar, man. Caesar is one of my students in my academy, so I got to make sure I get him taken care of. So why do we avoid business, trust, or government owned? Caesar, that's a good question, man. The reason why, Caesar, is because we only want the mom and pop, right? We don't want businesses, you know? We don't want investor who owns, 10 property, 20 property. We just want to target the mom and pop, which I think the mom and pop, the husband and wife, the individually owned, is the one that are more likely it gets in a distressed situation. That's all it is. Now, if you want to target everybody, you can. It just give you your list is just very, very big. And when you decided to, spend time, I just think that your time is more valuable. It's more valuable if you narrow in on the list. So that way you're targeting the right people. That way we're not just blank marketing to everybody. So Caesar, let's just say that you want to set up direct mail, right? Which is sending out postcard or letters from the software. You click on direct mail. I just want to let you know that each letters that you send out will cost you about $1. So if this list was at $1,700 or $2,000, it would have cost you $2,000. But now you're blank marketing to everybody, right? But with this, you now know that, hey, I'm targeting 74 people who are mom and pop, right? And they own the and they are out of state. So your list has just became much more direct, much more effective. So when you spend that $1 of sending them a letter, bro, it's way more targeted. Make sense, Caesar? So that's what I would do, okay? Now we got time for some Q&A. So let's go ahead. I'm going to flip the camera around here for Facebook. So we're going to zoom out. Okay, so you guys can see me. Got it. Okay. So once again, I want to share this with you guys, and I want you guys to understand that nothing works if you don't. Dreams don't work unless you do. And the key to becoming successful is you got to be persistent. and you got to stay committed. You can't just like, oh man, I'm just going to try this out for like a month. Nothing works in 30 days. You cannot develop any kind of skill or master anything in 30 days. So for me, typically for the average, I'm just talking in general, dude, I think that you should commit at least 3 months to anything. If you want to do banner sign, commit 3 months. If you want to do direct mail, commit 3 months. If you want to do driving for $1, commit 3 months. If you want to cold call, commit for 3 months. If you want to do text blast, commit for 3 months. I think after 3 months, that's when you should start being able to generate those things, okay? So let me see here. Cesar, were you on? Oh yeah, you were on last night. Cesar, you were on last night Academy, right? Dude, what did you think about that call? Bro, that call and that seller, bro, dude, I was shaking. I get excited every single time when I lock up a deal because I just love deals. I love doing deals. By the way, talking about doing deals, I almost forgot this. For any one of you who got a property under contract and you're like, Khang, man, I'm having a really tough time finding a buyer for it. Can you help me? The answer is absolutely. I love to JV with you. I love to joint venture. I love for us to make money together. So email the deal over to JV Deals. I put the email address right there. Just email over the information. My team, Angeline or Mini, will reach out to you. And I don't care what city, what state you're in. I don't care the price range. I don't care what type of property. I don't care if it's commercial, apartment, vacant land. Dude, we will help you sell the deal. But obviously, if you are my students, you become priority, right? But JV, just send it over to jvdeals@WTMFam.com. So you said it was an awesome meeting. Yeah. I mean, there's stuff that in there you just need to implement and it's killer. Do you teach anything about getting your LLC to get started? Christian, it is not hard. Okay. So let's talk about this really quick. Okay. Since we got how many? Khang, I skip trace and email leads to business or side of freeway. Or side of freeway. I don't know what or side of freeway means, Robin. Okay. So let's talk about creating an LLC really quick here because I don't really talk about this. So let me touch base on it really, really fast. But I do want to let you guys know, if you want to wholesale, when I first started, hold on a second, let me flip the camera like this so Facebook family can see it. Okay, good. So listen, number one, Christian, you don't need a license to wholesale. You don't need an LLC to wholesale. When I first started, I put everything under my name, okay? Under my name, okay? So don't need an LLC, okay? And you don't need a business license. Now, if you want to set up an LLC, all you need to do is go to LegalZoom. LegalZoom, is when you can set it up. You have to set up yourself. And then you also have to get an EIN number. Okay, you need to get an EIN number. This right here, my friend, is associated with your business. It's like us with a social security number. I don't know why I keep on putting $, man. Got my money on my ma on my money. But so the EIN number, right? And then dude, it's fast. So you set up your business license, then you head over and get your EIN number. Okay, on LegalZoom, you do it yourself. I think it costs like right around $250. But there is a company that you can use and that I also use that can help you get your LLC set up. And I think they charge $500. Okay. And if you guys want to use them, then after the live, I will try to find the link and I'll put in the descriptions for you. Okay. Hope that helps, Christian. A few more questions. Okay. Real said, I'm 3 weeks into driving for $1. Let's go. Let's go, baby. For those of you who just came on, okay, I think this is probably the cheapest investment that you can make that I think that will lead you to a lot of potential. So I created what's called a school community. My goal is to bring, so let's just say that Robin's on here, Platinum Real Estate's on here, and then after I shut down the YouTube live, you guys just lost each other, right? So I decided to create what's called a school community where I want to bring investors all across the country with my platform, right? I don't care what, you're all across the country. I don't care if you're a wholesaler. I don't care if you're a house flipper. I don't care if you're a landlord. I don't care if you're a private money lender. You're a contractor. You're a realtor. I want to bring everyone into one room. And then for us to learn and earn together, do deals together, build new relationships, build new connections, right? So if you're interested in something like that, check the link in my descriptions. And for the first 100 people who join the school community, okay, I'll give my seller script, which is $495 for the price that is for free to all club member once we reach 100 people in the club. Okay, so you're interested? I think it's truly a no-brainer. And then every month I want to do like some kind of a surprise giveaway as well. But that's just a bonus. The biggest thing is going in there, being able to build new connections, build new relationships, do deals together, and learn from each other. Okay. Now, why do I charge for this? The reason why is I don't want window shopper. There's already too many free group, and when you go there, people are just not serious about really building and growing their real estate business. Like people are just window shopping. I don't want window shopper. I want real shopper. People who are into shopping for new connection, shopping for new relationships, shopping for deals. Like that's why I name it the Real Estate Deal Makers Club. People who are ready to do deals, not window shopper. So for me, it's like, when there's skin in the game, people are more serious, people are more active, people are more like in there, helping each other out. That's the key. Okay. Driving for a million. Let's go, baby. Okay. Darren said, "Hey, Khang, I lock up a deal Sunday. Owner wanted 92. Let's go again. Hold on. Let's talk about this deal really quick, and I got to get off. I got to get off in about 3 minutes, okay? Oh, gosh. Hold on a second. There's so much things I'm working on for all of you. So currently right now, and comment, let me know if this is something you really like. Khang, I would totally download this app. So currently right now, my team and I were working on an app, and I just want it to be a very, very simple, friendly user app for real estate investors, okay, new beginners. So you know how a lot of you be like, oh my gosh, Khang, I don't know how to calculate the rehab. I don't know what offer to make to the seller. I'm frustrated. Well, we are in a process of creating an app. It's called Deal Checker. All you needed to do is put in the square footage, okay? All you need to do, put in the square foot, put in your fee, how much you want to make, and all you need to do is click on light rehab, medium rehab, or heavy rehab, and we'll tell you which one of these is. And then what it does is that it will spits out an MAO, which is your max offer to the seller. Boom. It will also let you know what the property is worth. ARV, estimated ARV. All you need to do is put in the square foot, how much you want to make, click medium, light, heavy rehab, boom. Within seconds, bam. It will give you a number of what to offer to the seller. This is just something that is this fast, right in front of you. So when you talk to a seller, you know if this is a potential deal or not a deal without doing a bunch of research. Make it just cut down your time within a second. Who thinks that's badass? Okay. Now, once again, just something simple. And man, I'm giving you guys all the thing. And so this is the one that we're going to launch. It's called, the Deal Checker. And we're working on, what we do is we're working on off-market AI deal finder. Oh, man. Now this, okay, pretty soon here, this is going to be a beta test. So anyone who joined my school community, once again, you're going to be enter into the beta test for free. You don't have to pay anything to try it out. And then we're going to beta test it. So and then we're working on right now, and this is going to take more time. Off-market deal. So what's going to happen is that this AI tool that we're going to use is going to go out, and it's just going to start scraping all the off-market deals on Craigslist, for sale by owners, foreclosure, auction property, right? People who post it on Facebook, where you don't have to do the work to go and find out. This AI will, boom, target it, and then just send it to your email. Boom, 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 every freaking day. Off-market deals that you can call, and then you punch, they send you a deal, you punch into the deal checker, and bam, it spits you a number, and you can literally just send out offer. Bam, 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 bam. Anyways, that's something my team and I are working on, but the deal checker is almost done. So for those of you who obviously in my school community, just hang tight. and we'll get you onto the beta test completely for free. Cost you nothing, okay? I know, it is crazy. Let me see here. Okay, that's all the time we have. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Derek, I'm so sorry. I couldn't review your number. I'm running out of time. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Now, one last thing. For those of you who say, Khang, dude, I've been trying to do this alone. Now, listen, you cannot do the same thing and expect to get a different results. If you want different results, you must change your plan. You must change your actions. The goals stay the same, but the things you do has to change. Because if you keep on doing the same thing, you get the same exact result. So which means that led me to, I'm doing a 4-week challenge. I'm taking on 10 people who work with me privately in this 4 weeks. I'm going to take my 12 years of knowledge. I'm going to jam pack into that 4 weeks. And you're not just going to be learning, but we're also going to do it together. You will actually be doing, not just learning. You already know how I am. I'm a doer. I'm not a talker. So it's not just about showing up and I'm teaching you, but we're going to do it together. We're going to implement. And I'm going to share with you the strategy that I would use in today's market on how I would close a deal in 4 weeks, the fastest, something I've never done before. Okay? So you want to be one of the 10. Check the link in my descriptions. I look forward to seeing you on there. And let's go get this. Bonus. I'm out. Oh, man. This is good.